Today we are going to be building some raised garden planter beds. And we're going to show you step by step how I did it and how to do it right. Use the right materials so it'll last. Check it out. Here's a little wider shot. This is something I built about I think 6 months ago. This is just leftover 2x material. 2x4 on the top, and on the sides is a doubled up 2x. You can see I'm just adding some extra reinforcements because this was I put it together pretty quickly and I could have added a few more screws. If you look from a distance, it's level, but the ground is going downhill, and this is the benefit of growing in these planter boxes, is that you can fill water up inside of these really easily. You can soak a lot of water. Typically you can't really fill it up on a sloped hill like that. The water will just drain down the hill. So this captures the water, and this is one of the reasons why this particular tree is doing so well. This papaya tree, I water the heck out of it, soak it a lot. But this planter box can be used for your vegetables, as I have here, lettuces, and I have a tree in this one, 2 trees. So I actually dug down a lot deeper than the depth of the planter on these, so probably 4 feet deeper into the ground. So this is has a lot of root space downward. Over here, these vegetables are just growing. They're not going to take that much root space, but I'm going to show you guys how I built this. Again, you have a 2x4 on top, and this is kind of like a top cap. This is what you're going to be put on last. And if you look on the inside, it's about flush with the other board. And I doubled up the 2x12s you're seeing right here, so that gives it 3 inches in width. So this is about 3 inches wide, like that. So it gives it a lot of extra strength and less likely to rot out on you or start bending. What you're going to want to do as well is, I wouldn't try to make your planter boxes any wider than this, because what will happen is it could eventually start bowing out and you'll have a curve in the span of your board. So this is like a 5x3. You're better off doing multiple smaller ones like this if you're on a hillside. I don't really like using those posts where people will put a post in the corner, and I don't think it looks that great. So I'm just going to reinforce a few more of these spots. You can see down here, everything's screwed together. 3-inch screws, end cut, so you're going to have pieces that are the same size. You've cut 2 of these and then 2 of these. That makes a box. And then I have a 1/2 inch overhang. If you can see here, the overhang under here has a little lip, like a little toe kick, and that will give it just a nicer look. You can see a little farther back here. Again, and what I'll do is I'll cut a 45. So this is a 45 cut. They come together. Again, this has been here 6 months, so it's had a little time to warp and dry up. This is just regular Doug fir lumber. Leftover lumber. You can see there's even pencil marks. I used it for some forming of some concrete, but the wood is perfectly good to still work with. It's got a nice aged look. So the easy way to do this is just, you need a skill saw. You got your 3-inch screws. The size of drill bit you're going to want to get is just going to be this. It's a 5/32. 5/32 is the perfect size for putting screws. 3-inch, get a box of these 3-inch coated exterior screws. Oops, this head is just not right head. What you want to do is push down at the last part to make it sure it sucks down tight. The board will start pushing down. You can see it closes the gap. Don't sink the screws in. It looks pretty ugly if you sink the screws in too deep. The key is to try to get this flush on top. You can take a clamp it right here and make a quick adjustment. I'll loosen this side. That helps bring this side up a little bit. And also you're going to put a screw right into the ends. I'm going to try to level this so it's kind of you can see that's about perfectly level. So everything has a lot of screws connecting, and it's doubled up. This is doubled up. You can't see that it's doubled up, but it's doubled up in there. So that's going to keep, again, it's going to keep it from rotting out. The last thing I'm going to do is show you guys a way I preserved it before you put the soil in. I'm going to coat everything in motor oil. It's going to, and it sounds kind of funny, but it's going to make the wood last a lot longer. So I got a can of, your standard motor oil. You're going to want to let it dry in the sun a little bit after you coat it before you start putting the dirt in. But basically, now it's been 6 months. I'm going to just give this another coating. Oops. I'm going to show you guys kind of basically how it's. I'm going to coat the outside of this time. The outside of the lumber. This is what the sun is getting exposed to. This is not going to leach into the plants. When I built it, again, I did the inside of the forms in here. That's going to prevent the rot. This is actually going to give it a nice look. It's almost like a very inexpensive wood preservative stain. A long time ago, they used to use whale blubber actually to preserve wood, which is interesting. But this is regular motor oil. I'm going to do this to this whole thing today, but this is going to be kind of a good way to preserve, to make your lumber last longer. This is just regular Doug fir lumber like you'll get at your local, big box store or whatever, lumber store. That's looking really nice. You want to soak it really into those cracks. What I'm doing right now is gonna really make it last a long time. I'll do the face. I'll do this entire thing. You can see it's kind of gives it the wet look. So that's going to be pretty cool when I'm all done with it. So I think that kind of explains how to build it. Remember, the key is to get one more. The last final tip I'll tell you is get your length, cut two at the exact same size, build your box, depending on how high you want to go. This is only about 10 inches right here. From there, set it in. You can probably build this. This is all, get your measurements, make sure it's going to fit. This one has to fit in this, small space here, right in front of where all these cars park. So I pre-built this frame. It's like a picture frame. So you're going to get your measurement here, add an inch. So, because a 1/2 inch overhang here, 1/2 inch overhang on the other side. Just make sure you get your overhangs right. And add another 1/2 inch, cut a long point, the 45 on your square, cut it, and you'll have the perfect angle and overhang both directions. You'll measure the other direction and do the same thing. So that's going to look pretty nice, and it's going to last a long time. I see other people and other videos, and they make these really flimsy 2x4 walls that just bend out. I'm doubling up the walls, twice as wide to 3 inches, the side walls. So, and I'm not using any pressure treated chemical, posts. A lot of people will put these pressure treated posts right in the ground, and that leaches chemicals into your plants. A little bit of motor oil on the inside of the forms. I put on before, as I was saying, that kind of soaks into the wood and soaks deep into the pores of the wood, so it's not going to it's already in the wood and it's not going to hurt your plants. So this is a very good alternative to using any pressure treated type of lumber. So again, when you're doing these corners, always make sure I go from both directions. You're going to go I'm going to go one this way and one this way. So let's just go. Again, don't sink the screw in and make it look really ugly. Keep your screws flush. It's going to look like a professional job. Don't sink them in too deep. See, that's even a little bit too deep. Just back it out. Everything what's an easy way to do is just run your finger across it. If you can feel it sticking up, sink it back in. These are great hammer drills. Milwaukee, I got right here. I'll leave a link in the description where you can get these, but yeah, basically that's it. What else can I say? Put 2 screws there, that tightens this whole joint together. That'll be good. 2 screws on top, 2 screws at the top on the corners, both sides, and then try to do in between. I'm going to add another one here. So that's solid. So remember, 2 screws here, 2 screws, 2 screws, 2 screws. And these are screwed together as well on the inside. You're gonna have a long-lasting planter box here. Let's get some more oil on this, just for demonstration purposes. Look at that. Oops, that's not good. I got it all over. Okay, it's good to lay down a tarp or something. Okay, so you can kind of see how nice it's like a nice wood stain. Makes your planters look very expensive. All right, well, I'm gonna get back to it, you guys. Not take your whole day up, but you should be able to, with a little skill, a few tools, a saw, drill. There's no reason you guys can't do this as well. Remember, check it with a level both directions before when you're setting it in. So, all right, well, have a good day, and thanks for watching Growing Organic. We'll see you guys next time.